Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. For today's video I'll be reviewing the most recent album from Babymetal. It is of course Metal 4th, which was released just a few days ago actually at the time of recording this video on August 8th. First off, this is mostly a collaboration project, so if you're going into this album thinking that you're going to get a ton of solo Babymetal songs, then this is not the album. You are thinking wrong. This is not that kind of album. There are only 3 Babymetal songs on the 10-track album that are solo Babymetal tracks. Some people might like that, some people may dislike that. I personally enjoyed listening to all of the different sounds that come from each of their collaborations on this album. Now let's talk the track list. The opener is From Me to You featuring Poppy. Second is Ratatata featuring Electric Callboy. Song 3 is of course the third song on the album with Slaughter to Prevail featuring. Then we have Con Con featuring Bloodywood. Song 5 is Kawawaii, which is a solo Babymetal song. Song number 6 is Sunset Kiss featuring Polyphia. Track 7 is My Queen, that is featuring Spirit Box. Track 8 is Algorithm, that is another solo Babymetal track. Track 9 is Metally, that is their feature with Tom Morello. And finally is White Flame, which is another solo track which closes the album. So first off, I think it's good to mention that Babymetal have very clearly been working towards the release of this album for quite a while now, because the very first single we got from this album was back in 2023 with Metally, and in fact we heard a lot of songs from this album before its actual release date. We heard, like I just said, Metally, we heard Ratatata, we heard From Me to You, Song 3, and then they also did perform Con Con and Sunset Kiss during their 2025 tour too. So that's 6 out of the 10 songs that we had already heard before the album even came out, which is crazy to me. Normally we don't get to hear so many songs before an album releases, but to be fair, this album was delayed a couple of times, so I'm wondering, did we get Sunset Kiss and Con Con just because the album was delayed and that was maybe a way to try and keep fans happy? I don't know, but it's still a very interesting rollout anyways. So I'm now going to discuss a bit from each track of the album, just sort of share my thoughts a little bit. So on the opening track, From Me to You featuring Poppy, this is a very, very angry song. I love it. It's not really a usual sort of thing that you hear Babymetal kind of getting a little bit angry, but it's definitely interesting. It's definitely a good song. It's a powerful way to open up the album. Poppy is great on the track. She complements Babymetal's sound quite a lot. And then we move on to Electric Callboy's Ratatata. This kind of reminds me, this collaboration kind of reminds me of Papaya from Metal Galaxy, which kind of has similar sort of vibes. It's super catchy, especially the chorus. It has a lot of sort of pop elements in this song, and to be honest, it's just a song, it's a fun song that you can just have fun with, dance along to if you want, all of that sort of good stuff. And then straight after that we have like a heavier song with Song 3, and this is hands down definitely one of my favourite songs from the album. You have like the cutesy verses and then you kind of go into like a heavy chorus, and it somehow comes together really, really nicely. Again, it's super catchy. This was just stuck in my head for days after I first heard it. Let's move on to Con Con, which is of course track number 4 that features Bloodywood. They've actually done 2 songs with Bloodywood now, and to be honest, I really like both of them. Straight away with this song, you can hear just that Bloodywood input, you know, combined with Babymetal's sound. To be honest, they just seem to be a really, really good choice for collaborating, because I thoroughly have enjoyed both songs that they've done together, and I don't want it to end. Give me some more, please. The first solo track of the album is Kawaii. This song is an interesting song because sonically the song sounds kind of cute, especially during the verses. But when you actually listen to the lyrics, they are a little bit darker than what you maybe would expect. I think that's what we've all sort of come to love Babymetal for. They've always been all about mixing metal with that cutesy sound, and this song perfectly showcases that. This song sort of reminds me of something that they would have maybe had on their very first album. I think this song would have fit right in alongside Doki Doki Morning, Onideri Daisaksen and Song 4. But even though I've said that, this song, it doesn't sound outdated at all. It still has like a maturity to it, but also like a cutesy sort of vibe. Moving on to Sunset Kiss, this is featuring, of course, Polyphia. Another great song on the album. It's another one of my personal favourites on the album. It has a much softer sound than the other songs, but it's just still a really solid, nice song. Sue's voice is so gentle here, especially during the verses. My Queen with Spirit Box is next. I really, really love the tune of this song, especially during the verses. I really like Sue Metal's voice in this too. All the girls sound great throughout this whole album, of course, but for some reason I really like her voice even more in this particular song, this song and the next song as well. She sounds really powerful in this song. I feel like I'm sort of repeating myself here, but I do very much like this album if you haven't already guessed. So next up is Algorithm, and this is the second solo track from Babymetal on the album. Another really good song. I really enjoyed it. The song would have fit really nicely on their previous album, I think, the other one. There's not much to say about this song other than it's just a good solid solo Babymetal song, you know. Sue sounds very powerful on this song again, just like the previous track. I just love the tune, and I just think it's really catchy as well. Next up, which is the second from last track, is of course Metal-E, and this is the collab with the one, the only Tom Morello. When I found out that Babymetal had collaborated with Tom Morello, I was super shocked because, let's face it, Tom Morello is an absolute legend. So I was very excited to hear this when it came out a couple of years ago. It did not disappoint me. And to finish off the album, we have White Flame. What Babymetal are really good at is closing songs. For example, we had The One on Metal Resistance, Arcadia finishing Metal Galaxy. All of Babymetal's ending songs are great. This song continues that trend. It feels like such a powerful song, and the instrumental is great on it. It's nice to finish the album with a Babymetal solo song too. I think if it had ended on another collaboration song, the ending of the album just wouldn't have had the same vibe. It wouldn't have quite felt the same. But yeah, the ending to this, with it being like a solo Babymetal song, it sort of kind of gives me the idea of like, ooh, what are they going to do next? It brings the collaborations to an end, and then we're sort of looking to the future of like, what are these girls going to do next? Because their reach is bigger than ever right now. The sound of this album definitely continues on with the sound of their last album, The Other One. It's a perfect and pretty typical mix of Babymetal's cute and catchy songs that can also be heavy at times. I enjoyed listening to this album. It's nice to see Babymetal collaborating with other artists because until the last sort of few years, it's not something that we've really seen all that much. The issue with collaboration albums sometimes is that they can easily sort of feel disjointed, and they can sometimes lack cohesion because of everyone's different styles sort of mashing together. However, Babymetal pull it off. They have created a collaboration album that doesn't feel disjointed at all. You can hear the contributions of the artists they've collaborated with, while at the same time keeping things consistent and cohesive with their own sound. When the album finished, all I wanted to hear was more Babymetal. Babymetal's reach, like I mentioned briefly earlier, their worldwide reach is bigger now than it ever has been, and this collaboration album is proof of that. I remember just over 10 years ago when I first discovered Babymetal, I was listening to Gimme Chocolate and I was like, wow, hoping that these girls would progress and succeed, and they definitely have done that. I'm very interested in what they're going to do next. So I suppose the only thing that I really have left to say is, did you like Metal 4th? Let me know in the comments section down below. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed it, leave the video a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye everyone.